5 of 2022 as amended by local laws number 2 and 8 of 2023, 3 and 9 of 2024, and 2 and 11 of 2025, to extend the moratorium prohibiting the review and approval of applications for the development of warehouses and distribution facilities in the town of Wallkill until June 30th, 2026. The town of Wallkill will make every effort to assure that the hearing is accessible to persons with disabilities, anyone requiring special assistance and or reasonable accommodations should contact the town clerk by the order of the town board of the town of Wallkill, dated May 5, 2025.
Thank you very much, Madam Clerk. At this time, I'd like to open the floor for anyone who would like to speak at this public hearing with respect to this extension. Seeing that there are no individuals interested in speaking, I'd like to move to close this public hearing.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Madam Clerk, read the second notice.
Notice is hereby given that the town board of the town of Wallkill will hold a public hearing on May 13, 2026 at 7:25 p.m. at Wallkill Town Hall, 99 Tower Drive, Building A, Middletown, New York, in the boardroom thereof, on a proposed local law extending local law number 3 of 2023, as amended by local law number 4 and 10 of 2024, and local law number 10 of 2025. Which establishes and extended a moratorium prohibiting the review and issuance of any permit, approval, or variance for certain land use activities within the town's Wallkill Corridor Preservation Overlay District. The town of Wallkill will make every effort to assure that the hearing is accessible to persons with disabilities, anyone requiring special assistance and or reasonable accommodations should contact the town clerk by order of the town board of the town of Wallkill, dated May 5, 2026.
Thank you very much. This time, I'd like to ask anybody who'd like to speak on this to come to the podium and do so.
How you doing?
How you doing? If you could just tell us your name and where you live.
Okay, I'm Mike Stein. I live on Prosperous Valley Road. I recently built a house on the, on the property, adjoining the Wallkill. Just curious, I kind of saw this was passed in 23. I'm just curious what the status is. I mean, I really lost track of it, and what studies are you extending this to pass a law, or are you just extending the moratorium? Or?
No, we're actually extending this to continuous study. I'm actually going to defer that question to Councilman of the 4th Ward.
So one of the things that I pushed was to do a 4-season study along the kill. We adopted, I think in 2017, the overlay protection zone along the kill, which set buffers for construction, clear cutting, tree cutting, and all that kind of stuff is in there. And we did it to preserve the quality of the water in the kill, because it is a irreplaceable natural resource, and potential water supply down the road, whatever. So anyway, we went to do this, and because it's 12-month study, one of each season. We did the first year, but that's like a baseline. You really need additional years after that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in the midst of finishing up the second year, which will happen in this fall. They'll be done, their last season study. Then they can put everything together. So we'll have a baseline and then 1 year's worth of data to show whether what we did is working or not working. You know what I mean? That's like is the temperature going up, temperature going down, the nitrates going up, nitrates going down. So you can look at all these things that we sample and see where we're at. So it's really just the protection of the kill there along there. And if like if you live there and you wanted to, do something with your house, it's just not like you could put up a garage or a shed or a barn or something. It's for something that's going to change the sampling results right down by the water. You know what I mean? So like for a homeowner like yourself, you could come in and probably get, relief from whatever you needed to do.
Well, it's a, I built my house and I'm done, believe me. But is the 500 foot, is that still what you're proposing?
No, I believe it's 100 feet for residential and 200 feet commercial. That was the original law that we had passed. So it's not 500.
But they put a moratorium was 500.
The moratorium was for 500 just because, you don't want to do anything that's going to affect the quality of the water.
Yeah.
Like if you cleared an area, you had cows or whatever, anything that's going to change something. So, because we want to show that whatever we did is either effective or not. And then from that data, this board would say, well, maybe we need to increase or decrease the buffer depending on, which way we have to go. Probably an increase would be what I would think, only because, more is better.
From the 100 increase.
So
to
whatever,
200
150 or
something.
two, yeah, something like that.
So you're gonna do this, you're saying it'll be another year before you decide?
No, they should be done this fall, the last round of sampling, however long it takes them to, and everything's compiled from the first year. So we're just waiting for all the data from the second year, so it'll be much easier to prepare the report, because it's pretty much done.
Okay.
When they
good.
present it to us, we just then have to go through it and figure out what options we have.
Okay, just curious.
Yeah, you could have just called me instead of coming, I could have.
You know what?
No, I'm gonna thank
you.
you for coming, because that's great, because somebody actually is talking to us, so yeah.
Well, I know, I was going through my subdivision and they passed the moratorium and I was, and I built, I'm like 800 feet. But, I get a lot of grief from my buddies because I don't allow four-wheelers on my property. I got 78 acres.
Yeah. That's the old McKee's piece, right?
What's that?
The old McKee's.
Yeah,
piece had
yeah.
that. Yeah, so that too, beautiful piece of property.
Oh, yeah, just,
I think I knocked on the two houses in the front, maybe you must be one further.
oh, yeah, yes. Well, no, there's one
There
house.
was, when I drove in, there was one white one right there.
That's my daughter.
Okay, I met her and her husband.
Yeah.
And I think there was one to the left, was that you, but maybe you weren't home?
Wasn't a house, it was a trailer. Really?
I think there's two houses, I thought, no, maybe, I
Were
don't
you
know.
drinking at the time? or-
No, not.
Just asking.
You have two houses on your property, sir.
I don't need to say.
I gotta look.
I mean, like, isn't there a couple of driveways on like?
That was funny.
And then you went down in the back.
Yeah, somewhere. I left the
Greenhouse,
one
that's-
house and I went to the next one, but.
That's me,
you?
I'm way down in the back. That was this year, the greenhouse, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
whatever, I
Yeah, just give me my son's got the other driveway. He'll be building a couple
on
of
the other side, yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
Mr. Stein, thank you so much for coming.
no
up
problem.
tonight.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
Thank you for making us laugh too, that was awesome.
No problem.
All right, anybody else like to speak on this behalf? With that, I'd like to move this public hearing to close.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, quick question to council. I have resolutions on my agenda. I'm doing these resolutions, yes?
Yes,
All right,
the
very
only
good.
thing I would say is when you get to the Schwangum
Yep.
resolution, the last time that this was kicked around, the date that we used was July 31st. It sounds like in discussions that have taken place since, it seems like the end of the year is probably a better date.
Yeah.
So if you move on it, I would just
Change that
date
date.
that date, 12/31.
Excellent. So Madam Clerk, can you go ahead and make that adjustment? Because that's where we're going.
That's on the Schwangum.
Outstanding. Right now we have public participation. That's for anybody in the audience or online who would like 3 minutes to discuss anything on the agenda for this evening. Very good. All right. That said, we are going to move to go to resolutions. Madam Clerk, please read the first resolution on the list.
Resolution of the Wallkill Town Board extending local law number 6, 2026-25, extending local law number 3 of 2023 as amended by local law number 4 and 10 of 2024 and local law number 10 of 2025, which establishes an extended moratorium prohibiting the review and issuance of any permit, approval, or variance for certain land use activities within the town's Wallkill Corridor Preservation Overlay District. Now therefore be it resolved that the proposed local law in the form attached hereto be and hereby adopted by the town board, and be it further resolved that the local law shall take effect on the day of its adoption.
Which is tonight, yes.
Okay. Be it further resolved that the clerk file a copy of this local law with the Secretary of State immediately.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Ooh, quick.
Oh.
Hard to say which one. I'm gonna go with Mr. Vanilla. Only because
Okay,
he's a little bit closer and I'm deaf.
Okay.
What?
Exactly.
okay. So, Mr. Coyne,
Yes.
Mr. Sileo,
Yes.
Ms. Vanilla,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson,
yes, ma'am.
Supervisor Danton.
Yes, ma'am. On to the next resolution. Again, point of clarity for the audience or anyone who's interested, this is an administrative overlap. The exercise is purely administrative. The intention is to based on the current zoning that we recently adopted, to roll back this moratorium. We just needed to make sure that the dates overlapped in an appropriate and legal way. Let's move to the next resolution.
Okay, resolution of the town board of the town of Wallkill adopting local law, extending local law number 5 of 2022 as amended by local law number 2 and 8 of 2023, 3 and 9 of 2024, and 2 and 11 of 2025. And any other act or resolution to extend the moratorium prohibiting the review and approval of applications for the development of warehouses and distribution facilities in the town of Wallkill warehouse moratorium. Now therefore be resolved that the proposed local law in the form attached hereto be and hereby adopted by the town board, and be it further resolved that the local law shall take effect on the date of its adoption, and be it further resolved that the clerk file a copy of this local law with the Secretary of State immediately.
And we should add to that, again, the local law, we would need to indicate the date. On the first one, it hadn't changed, so we don't need anything extra on that, but on this one, it has. So we should add to that resolution that the date being established for that extension is 12/31/26.
Thank you very much. So moved as amended.
Second.
This time, Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, second?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Coyne,
Yes.
Mr. Solero,
Yes.
Mr. Vanilla,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson,
Yes, ma'am.
Supervisor Denanto.
Yes, ma'am. That's all our resolutions for today, which brings us to the end of the agenda items for today. Yeah,
You do have one more,
Oh.
the one you add.
thank you very much. Council, would
Yeah.
you be so kind as to
Sure.
verbalize that for us?
If someone on the dais would like to, the motion would be to introduce a proposed local law to terminate the warehouse moratorium, and that be suitably circulated, and that a public hearing on that matter be set for May 28th, 2026.
So
you,
moved.
Mark.
Yeah.
So moved.
Motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Wait, hold on. We got in front of ourselves. Thank you very much. I needed a second. Who did I get a second? Mark seconded
Yeah.
that. Yes, very good. All right, now all in favor.
Aye.
Abstentions or anything else? No, great, that's great. Ayes pass. We're all set. That takes us to the end of resolutions and the end of this meeting. Move to adjourn.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Johnson. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you very much for coming out tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's the big meeting. Just for everyone who might be here and or listening online, I will be absent as I will be at a graduation up in Buffalo, but I will be paying attention very closely. So thank you very much for coming out, guys. Have a good one.